to make an honest living.
Hi, good evening, Andre.
Hello,
you hear
Mr.
me?
Wing. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Well, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
Right. I've catched up a bit what you and what's his name? Your previous teacher?
Frank.
Frank. Yes, what you and Frank talked about the past 2 weeks or so.
Yeah, right.
And quite interesting. Yeah. I didn't listen to everything, but I caught up on a few things. Yes.
Yes, yeah. So I think I spent time with Frank around 4 or 5 months
Okay, yeah,
to
that's
to talk about general business and social society,
yes.
Vietnam, and what happening in the world. So
Yeah.
we have a free talk of free topics.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is very nice. Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't agree to most of what Frank said. Um, there's some points that he raised which I totally disagree with regarding Israel. And I will come back to that a bit later. But yes, do you want us to just continue where you left off with Frank?
It depends. I think how to say
Or do you want?
we yeah I talk with Frank like whatever we have in the day
Yeah,
about the war, about Vietnam economy, about
yeah.
anything. Even when I have some plan to do seminar or
Yeah.
MC for event, I also try to talk and to share with Frank to seek his input. So it's
Yes.
easy. I'm easy. That want to have someone to catch up every day to improve to ensure my English will be continue using day and night. That's easy.
Yes.
You don't need to stick in any specific topics.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Okay. So I let's just carry on where you and Frank left off. But I want to ask you a question. I've recently seen a article that the Vietnamese government decided to drop the petrol price in Vietnam by 5 Vietnamese dong per liter. Is that true?
Can you say this again? Vietnam government do what?
Yeah. I saw that the Vietnamese government dropped the price per liter when it comes to petrol by
Yeah.
5 Vietnamese dong per liter.
Yes.
I think that's a brilliant move.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I actually don't know how do they, and that's why I want to ask you this question. How did they manage to do that? Um, because we all know what is going on and what's the problem with the Strait of Hormuz and
Mm-hmm.
what the impact, the whole, the whole attack on the Israeli American attack has on Iran and Iran's defensive and the offensive capabilities, and what happened after that, that's all long gone now. That's all old news. And we all know what the impact is that it's going to have shortly on world markets when it comes to petrol prices, and especially diesel prices, and also gas prices all
Yep.
across the world.
Yep.
The closing of the Strait of Hormuz. So just to come back to my question, how did the Vietnamese government manage to lower the price during these times?
Yeah, I think the two price gas and diesel, right? The gas, no, if not gas, is how to say, yeah, I don't know exactly meaning, but this is the gas for car, right? And we down 20% in last week, last few days. So, however, for diesel, the price is still very high. It double price before the Iran-Israel war. So it's still stay in very high price for diesel.
Okay, so do I understand you correctly? It's only the price of petrol that came down.
Yep, right.
Only the price of petrol, not diesel.
Yes, not diesel. Right.
Okay, but now my question is, how did the Vietnamese government look? I was living in Hanoi, Vietnam for 6.5 years, and I just came back to my home country, South Africa, at the end of January, which is about 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So
So yeah.
I've got a pretty
So
much good idea. I've got a pretty much good idea what is going on in Vietnam, and I've got great respect for the Vietnamese government, how they handled, especially how they handled the COVID situation during COVID, the breakout of COVID in 2019, how they handled it. Yes, I've got great respect for the Vietnamese culture overall, and especially I've seen how the government run the country while I was there, and I think they are doing a great job, to be honest. So, but just come back. Let's just come back to my question. My question to you is: how did the Vietnamese government managed to drop the price by the petrol price by 5 Vietnamese dong per liter? How?
Yeah. As I said, sorry for the in term of the amount is 5,000 VND because
Yeah.
yeah, similar equivalent to 20% around that. So
Yeah.
they reduce tax.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, now
Reduce
I
tax
understand.
adding
Okay.
on petroleum gas.
Yeah.
So nowadays, before the crisis, the tax included in gas is around 35 to 40%.
Of tax.
So yeah, so now they agree to cut out many tax included there. So
Yeah.
making the petroleum gas went out. However,
Okay.
they cannot do it for diesel because
Yeah, for diesel.
diesel price before the war not much tax adding on. It always the retail price is lower than petroleum gas. So now they
Yeah.
don't have they have to follow the market price.
Yes, of course. All right. Okay. So, okay, now I've got a better understanding. Thank you for that. I understand now how they managed to drop the price by reducing the tax on the tax implication or the tax calculation on the petrol price in
Yes, yeah,
Vietnam.
yeah.
All right. I understand that. But still, to be honest, I think that is a very great move from the government. It is very, it's a good thing that they've done. It shows that they support the population like they always be doing, which I think is very good. I look when we're talking about petrol and diesel now, and the story, the closing of the Strait of Hormuz and everything that's going on there. Tankers that are getting bombed, countries that are paying like $2 million to get a cargo ship through the strait. You've heard about that?
Um, the bomb. Say it again
Okay,
about.
so what I said was, okay, I will talk a bit slower. I think I must talk a bit slower. I said we all know what is happening in the Strait of Hormuz.
Yep, yep,
Cargo ships that's getting bombed by the Iranians.
yep.
Also, countries that are paying $2 million for ships to be, for the Iranians to let the ships pass, for the ships to go through.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a toll gate at the moment.
Yep.
You know, the Iranians are sitting there, they are closing the strait. They, countries that want to get their shipment through, they pay money, like in $2
Yep.
million per cargo ship to the
Yeah.
Iranians, and then the
Wow.
Iranians say, okay, well, thank you for that. We'll let your ship through then. So they're using this as a great leverage at this moment. And yeah, that's why I'm saying I don't totally agree with everything that Frank said about this whole situation, about Iran. I've heard him said about, and I don't want to discuss it too much with you. I would like to speak to him in person, but yeah, we won't be able to do that. But especially when he spoke about the falling of the kingdoms as well, and the nations that will rise again, that happened in the past. Now, let me tell you one thing that I know for a fact when it comes to that. America will be wiped from the planet from the face of this planet. America will be destroyed. And that's going to happen.
Yeah. I got.
I said.
From...
Okay.
Yep. Please continue.
I said, America will be wiped off the face of this planet.
Mm-hmm.
That is Bible prophecy.
Yeah.
That's been prophesied thousands and thousands and thousands of years ago, the fall of Babylon. Like Frank touched on it when he said, nations will fall, empires will fall, they will be rebuilt. But this time around, I can give you a letter that America will not be able to rebuild themselves. And how I think this whole thing is going to play out is Russia, North Korea, China, and Turkey. They're gonna form an alliance, and America has served their purpose when it comes to overall world dominance in the marketplace, military-wise. They've actually fulfilled their purpose already.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, America will be attacked. It will be a nuclear attack, and America will be destroyed. and they will not be able to rebuild themselves after that. That is going to happen. That is going to happen. Mark my words today.
Yeah.
Mark my words today. This will happen soon.
Yeah. Yes.
You can take, yeah.
Yeah, but not sure if we have a chance to see that happened.
It will
Because
happen in our life.
they are too strong nowadays.
No, not at all. It will happen in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we will witness it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And
Yeah.
then after that, when that happened, all on the planet, then on the rest of the planet, Earth, all lawlessness will break out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all part of the end time prophecy. I don't know if you've heard about the end time prophecy, the end of the world, the end time prophecy. Have you got any knowledge about that?
No, I haven't heard about that. So
Okay.
you can type text message to me, and I will study that terminology later.
I will do. So all I want to say about that is there's a very strong viewpoint across the world right now. And it's not only religious people, it's not a religious way of thinking. It's not only that, but people saying that, and that's people that you can listen to. That's not fake news. It's not people that are talking rubbish all the time, or they're trying to make YouTube clips and make money out of it. Not at all. But there's a viewpoint that I strongly believe in. It's true that the Iran war and the death of their supreme leader Khamenei started the end time clock. Right now,
Yeah.
I can talk to you about what's going to happen next in the next 3 to 7 years from now onwards. But you're not going to be able to follow what I'm saying. So I'm not going to even touch on that. But I can keep you busy for 2-3 months on this topic only.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
But I don't think we must go too much deep into that, because you're going to lose me. But if you want me to talk about it, I can, and I will open up and I will talk to you about it. But let's just leave it for today right here. Let's talk a bit about Vietnam. I want to give you some time to speak as well. I don't want to speak for 45 minutes and you don't get any time to speak at all. That's not the purpose of the lesson, I believe. So I would like to create opportunity for you to talk and not to sit there and listen to me all the time. Yep. So I've seen, while I was in Vietnam, I've seen that there was a big problem in the property market. It's like the property market boomed, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the bottom fell out. Can you tell me exactly what is the state of the property market right now in Vietnam? Did it recover? Is it in the process to recover? What is happening right now?
It's very, very complicated. It's not easy to say the property markets went down or up, but since last year, around fourth quarter last year, the government tried to control loan giving for properties, and starting from this year, the State Bank and all the commercial bank they increase the interest rate. I think 50% higher compared with the loan for other purpose.
50% higher.
Yep, 50% higher.
Wow, that's quite a lot.
When someone want to investor want to make
Borrow
loan
money.
for property,
Yeah.
borrow money.
Yeah.
And many case getting difficulty in terms of making payment for new properties, as well as for the previous loan. The State Bank of Vietnam, they inject money to bank system, but actually they a lot of ongoing project need huge money for completion. So individual investor, I think, are getting difficulties to manage the borrow or the loan with the bank. And we see case they had to cut loss, selling out with a lower price. That is it's not type a big change, but we have seen case in the market. When they make advertising to a lower price compared with last year. But the other side for properties or house apartments in the downtown of some big city like Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi, the price is still keeping at a very high price, and it's going up as well. My parents, they're going to buy an apartment 30 square meter, but more, it's around 4 billion VND, equivalent to nearly 190 $190,000 US dollar.
Yeah, I know.
So it cannot imagine, but I think some places still keeping very high price, and some not well developed in terms of social economy, society. The price may go down. That is some information about real estate or property price in Vietnam, based on my observation.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I don't foresee that the price will come down of property in Vietnam very soon. I don't foresee that.
Yep.
And the reason why is the population in Vietnam is still growing. The country is building its economy at the same time. The population is growing, but the excess of property in the property market is growing slower than the population is growing. So the demand for apartments and the demand for property by the population will for a very long time, I believe, will be higher than what they can offer, what is on offer at this moment. So for that reason, I think property is a very good asset to have, and it will be very expensive for quite a while. Because if I compare property prices, I've looked at property as well, and I've been a property developer as well in my life. I've owned quite a lot of property at a certain point in my life. I've done some property developments as well of my own. And that was between 2005 and 2005 and 2018, right about there. And yeah, between those years in South Africa. And if I compare still property prices in South Africa against property prices in Hanoi, Vietnam, for example, or even for that matter, any place in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh, Da Nang, no matter where, it is property in Vietnam is much higher. The price of property in Vietnam is much higher than here.
Yeah.
For example, I can tell you one thing. Let me just convert something quickly. I just want to get to my. I just want to get to my my ZX Foreign Exchanger. Let me just. I just want to check something quickly. So for for 7 billion Vietnamese dong. For 7 billion Vietnamese dong. In South Africa, you can buy a 5-bedroom house. 1, 2, 3. Yes, a 5-bedroom house.
Wow.
It's a house on its property. It's a house on a stand. It is not an apartment. The house as such and the house and such with the outbuildings is about, I will say, 400 square meters.
Wow.
400 square meters.
Yeah.
And that you can buy now for about 7 billion.
Yeah. But how about the location? Is that is a big city in downtown or center or suburban?
Well, this is all well. This specific property I'm talking about belongs to a family member of mine, which is in the Western Cape province of South Africa, in a town called Paarl, which is very sophisticated. It is very it's a very sought after area. It is in the winelands. It's an absolutely beautiful area surrounded by mountains. In the winelands, it's a town. It is not a city. It's a town, but a very sought after town. And there's a shortage of property here. There's not land available. There's not property available. People that have property, they keep it. There isn't much property land that you can develop property. That land is not available. Yeah. So no, it's a very sought after area. Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, with your description, I think I do agree. The property land price in Vietnam is very expensive, especially compared with income from people.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
Very, very unreasonable. But people love to have a land, have their own apartment. So that making the price going up. They will do with all of the effort to have their own properties. Because in Vietnam actually there's still a fear if they don't have a house or apartment, the income and what they can earn is I think is not so stable compared with other country. So people try to have it the in hand first, but the property is the most value assets. Then so that the people are trying to have that property for their own, and they are not only for them, and they are also thinking to hand over that properties to their children for many generation later.
Yes.
So yeah, so that's making the price, especially for land, going up. And having said that, but the price high concentrating in some big city, like you know already. But for smaller big city or less developed area, especially from the middle of Vietnam back to the south, the price seem reasonable compared with overall price in the north of Vietnam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I can understand. I can understand the reason behind that very well. Because there's a bigger demand, there's a less demand for such properties in those areas. In rural areas, the demand is less than in cities and the bigger cities of Vietnam. So that's why the prices are more reasonable in such areas.
Yeah.
There's also less people living in those areas. There's less job opportunities in those areas. There's not much industrialization that's going on in those areas. So yes, I understand that very well. Okay, let's move on. We've got like 8 minutes left. Let's talk about the car situation in South Africa. Why is car so expensive in Vietnam? I know why, but I want to hear what you say. Because I've bought
yeah.
I bought a Mitsubishi 1.5, what is it called? The Mitsubishi, it was a 7-seater.
Expander, right?
That's right. Yes. Mitsubishi Expander 1.5. I bought it secondhand from a dealer in Hanoi in August 2023. And I paid for it. It had low mileage on it. It had they advertised it that it had 25,000 kilometers on it, just for me to later found out that it had 70,000 kilometers on it. They turned back the kilometers, the dealer. And yeah. And I heard afterwards that's quite common, a quite common thing happening in Vietnam. But the vehicle was still in very good condition. It was clean, no accidents, no water damage. The seats inside, the upholstery inside was looking very good. But I paid for it 490,000 Vietnamese dong at that point in time. And it cost me, I think, 35,000 dong to get it registered on my Vietnamese lady friend's name. You know?
Yeah.
So her name is Vin. So we have a daughter, a 5-year-old daughter together. I still speak to them every day, and I will go and visit them, and they will come and visit me here. But anyway, so yes, I love them very much. But it cost me to buy that vehicle. It cost me 535, make it 530 million Vietnamese dong. Now, when I compared what I paid for that car, now I'm talking about August 2023, what I paid for that car then, I could have bought exactly the same car, but a new one, brand new, off the floor, here in South Africa for less money. So I've got a way of thinking. I've got an idea, but I want to hear what you say. Why do the government tax new car sales? Why do they put tax on new cars? Why do people have to pay? Why do the government do that?
Yeah. So some products the government do not encourage people to for using. Car is in the list beside of like alcohol, casino service, and tobacco, for example. They don't encourage people consume those products, so those products subject to special consumption tax, and depending on a kind of good, tax rates are different. Car all the way in the top highest tax rate for this one, for this angle, and the tax mechanism is applied either to step to phase. Number one, when you import the car. Number two, when manufacturer first sell those car in the market. For subsequent transactions are not subject to special consumption tax. So the government want to tax one time only. So you see the new car price all the way higher, much higher compared with the used one.
Yes, I've seen that. All right. So what you are saying is that imported cars, they are all getting taxed on.
Yep.
Once.
Yep. Yes.
Cars that are locally manufactured in Vietnam, are they being taxed on as well?
Yes, where they first sell to customer.
Even if they're getting manufactured in Vietnam?
Correct.
Okay. And now I'm going to tell you why I think the government do so. Why the government is doing so. I'm going to tell you why. And then...
Okay, yeah, okay, you can. That's my sharing is about the law perspectives that the government already applied. That's the reason why they apply that. Maybe the sharing would be very interesting.
All right, because if you buy a car in South Africa, where I live, my home country, the government doesn't do it. They don't put tax on the car.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why cars are cheaper here. Right. I think, and I might be wrong, but I want you to tell me what you think. I think the reason why the government is doing that is mainly because of the fact that they want to control how many cars are being used on their road networks. Because Vietnam as such, they've got a very strong highway network, you know?
Yeah.
It's been very nicely developed over the past few years, and it's still developing with highways and highways getting better and existing highways being made better. Even in cities like Hanoi. Where do you live? Do you live in Hanoi?
I live in Ho Chi Minh City.
Okay. So, but even in Hanoi, I mean, I've seen bypasses that's been developed to make the stream flow of the traffic more adequate for the population, to make the traffic flow better. But I think the government of Vietnam tax cars because they want less people to buy cars. Because the road infrastructure in Vietnam, especially their cities and between their suburbs in cities, especially if I look at Hanoi, is not built or developed for cars. It's more for motorbikes. What do you think?
Yeah, that's true. That's true that the reason behind for discouraging people using their own car due to the infrastructure issue, especially for big city like Hanoi or Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah.
So it's very crowded, very crowded nowadays.
Yeah.
And I do agree with your point of view. That's true.
Okay. Mr. Ving, we have to end our lesson now. I've got another class, so I'll see you again on, I think, on Wednesday.
Sure. Thursday or Wednesday?
Yeah. Anyway, one of those 2 days,
Okay.
and then I will. We can start our lesson talking about this topic again. I'm not finished yet about the car issue. I wanna.
Sure. Okay.
Our next lesson we'll start on this topic.
Okay. Good night.
See
Bye-bye.
you. Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.